Hello, everyone. Shishio here with a now. Some of my knowledge on this subject, most of it is derived from the games Romance of Three Kingdoms and Dynasty Warriors. Those games may or may not be as accurate because this was ancient history. How are you exactly? And some of my knowledge is derived from the book Romance of Three Kingdoms, albeit it's a translated version, and I saw a little bit of a sort of live action Romance of Three Kingdoms.
because they have a bunch of those in China because it's
Yes.
a popular set of stories.
Anyway, so let us move on. What were the dynasties that came before and after the Three Kingdoms period? Um, I know the Han Dynasty was the ending one before the Yellow Turban started. Um, Now, how many am I supposed? How many?
It
Let's
is
see.
it's specifically the dynasty that comes before the Three Kingdoms period, and specifically the dynasty afterwards. So the question has two answers.
Okay, so Han for the beginning. I'm gonna guess Min for the ending. Well, no, the Jin was part of the Three Kingdoms era, wasn't? Or was it its own? Oh, jeez. I'm gonna guess Jin then.
Right?
Who were the first living emperors of each of the Three Kingdoms? Now, when you say emperors, do you mean the ones in charge of these kingdoms,
The ones who actually bore the title
or
emperor
the title?
in the kingdom.
Oh, jeez. I'm just gonna go with guesses. Liu Bei, Sun Jian, and Cao Cao. What are the famous three famous sworn brothers? They are Liu Bei, Zhang Fei, and Guan Yu.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta. Um, all right. All right, I'm caught up. So go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Who ultimately killed Don Zhuo and ended his effective reign? Oh Lord. I mean, was it Lu Bu? Technically, I'm gonna guess Lu Bu because I think there were others who did it, but as far as I know, Lu Bu is the one. So I'm gonna
Okay.
guess that. Who was a member of the royal families of the Wu and Shu kingdoms?
And I should clarify of both royal families.
Now, what do you mean by that
As in,
exactly?
there is a single individual who was a member of both royal families,
Of both royal families.
of both the Wu and Shu kingdoms. Yes.
So I just gotta name members of the kingdoms.
So this is specifically there is a single individual who was a member of both royal families simultaneously. That person.
A member who was a person who was a member of both.
Yes.
Huh.
It's me.
It
Let's
was
see.
it was a really confusing period.
It was John Cena.
Who was a member of the royal families of the Wu and Shu kingdoms?
There's only one I can think of. If for some reason you think of another one, I will totally talk.
Well, if you want to get technical, it would be both Liu Bei and Sun Shengxian because
Okay.
they were in love with each other, even though like Sun Quan used that to try and lure Liu Bei into an ambush. Um, oh Lord, a member of the royal families of the Wu and Shu kingdoms. Um, That is a really tough question. I have never really heard this one before. So I'm probably gonna get this one wrong because I don't know.
Are you gonna give an answer?
I don't have an, okay, I might as well at least guess. I'm going to guess, wait, a member of the royal families. So it can't be Liu Bei and Chen Xian. They wouldn't, they're two separate people. And it's not Liu Chan because he was Liu Bei's. Yeah, I know. This is gonna take forever.
Just
Fine, fine. I'm getting it wrong. Whatever.
what'd you put?
I'm putting Liu Chan, Liu Shan, whichever the actual name was. It's the same person, but there were two different spellings that I know of.
Okay.
I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. How many times did Zhuge Liang defeat Meng Huo before he surrendered? That was 7 times. What was the family who overthrew the Cao family for control of the Wei kingdom? That would be the Sima family. What weapon was Zhuge Liang credited with developing during that period? I'm going to say it's not the Juggernauts. The Juggernaut was Yue Yi's thing.
I'm the juggernaut.
Yue Yin's thing.
That just brings a really funny image to my mind. But anyway, go ahead.
You can explain it when we do the answer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the wood ox. I know that's not technically a weapon, but it was developed by Zhuge Liang. What were the capitals of the 3 kingdoms? Shu's was Chengdu, I believe. Wu's was technically Wu, I believe. Or would it be? Yeah, the Jiangdong was a river. So Wu was, I'm going to say, is Wu's capital.
Woo! I'm sorry.
Wei's capital, I want to say Luo Yang. Because I think him and Yuan yeah, I'm going to say Luo Yang for Wei. Who was the of the Romance of 3 Kingdoms?
Okay, it's supposed to say who was the author. I noticed that when
Okay.
it's
Who
supposed to
was the romance?
Luo.
Who was?
His name was Luo Guanzhong. I believe I spelled that right.
Who was the romance?
Okay.
Yeah, John Cena.
John Cena. Okay, I'm done.
This comes
Okay.
in with the book.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm gonna let you read the answers, Logan, because I
Right.
feel like
So there's a
this-
couple of these that require a bit of tinkering, and I will get to those because they're later down the list. First question: were the dynasties came before and after the 3 Kingdoms period? The Han Dynasty and Jin Dynasty were correct. That the Han Dynasty in front of it, and the Jin Dynasty unified everything at the end, making it the dynasty that ended it.
Right.
Who were the first living emperors of each of the 3 kingdoms? So you were right with Liu Bei, but the other two not so much.
Oh no, don't tell me. Was it Sun Quan for Wu?
Yes, it was
and
Sun Quan.
Was Wei
Wu
Cao
and-
Pi?
Correct.
Oh,
Okay, so wait,
okay.
hold on. How do we do that? Because he gave the answers before we gave him the answers. We didn't give him the answers. We just told him.
We
so
just told him. I mean, it's still okay. It is
Give him. Okay, so this is a weird technicality, but because we didn't give you the right answers, you get half points for both those.
That
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe just half points then.
I will
Yeah,
give you
I think
half
that's-
points. I will give you half.
Okay.
right because that was and so the important thing about that is yes, Sun Jian and Cao Cao were the leaders of those kind of forces that became those kingdoms.
Right.
And what's interesting is if you get back to technically what they are considered, Sun Quan posthumously named Sun Jian first emperor of Wu, just as Cao
Right.
Pi named Cao Cao posthumously first emperor of Wei. But they were not the first living emperors. The
Right.
first
Okay.
For the record, it's not it's cow pie. No, I'm just, sorry.
Yeah, well, we were talking about
Cow
how
pie,
that name-
cow. Yeah, that's what we used to. That's how we used to pronounce them, because that's how they were pronounced in Dynasty Warriors 5.
His name's cow pie.
And then it's like, oh no, it's actually pronounced Sao. It's like,
It's because pinyin is really funny.
well,
and it
originally
sounds like very
Cow
well.
Cao Pi was pronounced Cow Pie, and then we later pronounced them as Cow Pi. And
Cow Pi.
both are still kind of no. But
Cow
anyway,
pie. Anyway,
So who are the three famous Swan brothers? Liu Bei, Zhang Fei, Guan Yu. That was
Right.
just, I essentially left that as a gimme question. You totally got all
Yeah.
three of those. Who ultimately killed Dong Zhuo and ended his effective reign? You were right. It was Lu Bu. And
right.
it's
Some
Lu Boo.
random
And
wanted-
you fail.
For the record, I was gonna have Jeff jump in and just scream it's Lu Boo and then leave because he needs to. But he's busy.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But yeah, no, it was Lu Bu.
Wait. Hold on. You know who's the modern day equivalent of Lu Boo?
Yeah,
John
of
Cena!
course. Oh my
I should have
god.
put that as as an answer just for lulz. But anyway, but yeah, so at the manipulations of Huang Yun and Diao Chen, he killed Dong Zhuo and
Right.
basically ended the whole set. So member of the royal families of Wu and Shu. So this was an interesting thing. I'm giving you the point for this
Really?
because of all the talking around that was going on. Basically, the answer to the question was Sun Shengjiang as the daughter, or sorry, as the sister of Sun Quan and the wife of Liu Bei. She was a member of both families. Now, when you started mentioning the whole business of Liu Bei being, since he was married, he was technically part of the Wu royal family too, and Liu Chen, by extension, being their son, was part of the
Liu
Wu
Chan
royal
actually
family as well.
was the son of Liu Bei and Sun Shengqian.
Right. So all of that was
Okay.
technically accurate. Well, actually, wait, no. Let me check that on Liu Shan because that, I
Yeah,
don't, that's
because
true. But basically, you were going the way that I wanted with the whole business of Sun Cheng Zhang. Let's see, eldest son. Who is
actually pronounced Sun Shengqian, I
Um,
think, because
Sing, 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 song, song, song. I'm being racist. I'm gonna go sit in a corner. I'm sorry.
Who the heck is Lady Gan? First wife of Liu Bei. Okay, no. So Liu Shan actually was not a member of the. He was not a son of.
yeah, I didn't think so.
Okay.
But it's like, you know,
But
who
because
there.
of some. Yeah. So I'm just going to. I was just going to take the whole business of, since you were mentioning the whole thing of Sun Shengjiang and Liu Bei, I was like, all right, I'll just give it.
That's
Okay.
I agree.
Because that was a funky question. So, and you basically got it the answer that I was after.
Okay.
Next couple of questions went well. How many times did Zhuge Liang defeat Meng Huo before he surrendered? You said 7. I can't remember if it was he captured him 7 times. I thought he might have defeated him an 8th time before Meng Huo finally actually was like, all right, I'm not even gonna have you capture me. I'm just gonna work for you now.
It was
But-
either an 8th time or on the 7 times Minhu was just like, you know what, screw it, I'm joining.
Right. And so we left 8 or 7 as being acceptable answers by virtue of that.
Okay.
So got the point. What was the family who overthrew the Cao family for control of the Wei Kingdom? Sima family. Totally was. Weapon Zhuge Liang is credited with developing during the period, nobody really knows the specifics, was the Chuko Nu or Chinese arbalist.
Oh, the Arbalist. I was thinking the Wood Ox.
Right. And I think, the funny thing was I didn't even think about that because I was thinking in terms of weaponry.
Yeah.
So that was a reasonable thing to go with, but again, weapon
Right,
arbalist. So
the arbalist.
no point there,
Oh,
I'm
well.
afraid.
Because I knew
Now-
about the Wood Ox, and like I said, the Juggernaut was his wife, Yue Yin.
Yes. And then, so sorry. The funny thought I had about it is I literally just imagined like the Zhuge Liang like tinkering with like a little arbalist, ancient, we're talking ancient China, and then just
Yeah.
like the next room over, Yue Ying having like a genetics lab cloning Juggernaut from X-Men.
I'm the juggernaut.
Yeah. And that being the relevant thing. But anyway, now I have to check something regarding one of the capitals because it moved. And so I want to make sure you were right about it, and I think you are. So I'm going to give you 2 out of 3 on that. So
Because I know Liu Bei had to take his capital from one of his relatives.
right,
I think it
and
was Liu Yon, or was it Liu? No, Liu
no,
Bao.
I think it was Liu Zhang actually.
Liu Zhane.
Uh,
Thank you, Liu Zhane.
yeah. But no, you were right about Chengdu. So
All right.
that was definitely a point. I got to check one other thing about this really quick.
I know
Interesting.
Wu had like Wu territory, which I think was their capital.
So that was the thing. That was the region that was in. It was not the city. The city
Ah,
was
okay.
Jiangxi.
Oh,
Uh,
Jianye.
yeah.
Okay.
And then
Jianye.
I'm trying to figure out the whole business with Wei. I always was under the impression that it was 1, and I think it moved. And I think that was so. I'm giving you the point for Wei because
Okay.
it was in Luoyang initially, and I thought it moved to Xuchang later. But I don't. Everything I'm reading actually is not suggesting that, which is. Oh wait, haha. Okay. Cao Cao's son and successor Cao Pi officially declared the city as the capital of the newly established Cao Wei. City was renamed Xuchang, meaning Shu Rising.
Yay.
So I mean, technically, if we want to get into the specifics, the Wei Kingdom did not exist when it was Luoyang. It was once it was created, but that is getting really specific, and I'm not going to hold that against you. So Luoyang
Okay.
is totally fair. So that's 2 out of 3. Who was the Romance of the Three Kingdoms? The answer is once again Lu Bu, or if you prefer, his Americanized name, John Cena. No, no, it was who wrote the book Luo Guanzhong. You are correct. So I think with all of that put together, this should be one of your better sections. Let me see. It's 2, 5, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, and you got, so out of 117 points. No, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you got 14 out of 17, which should be
that's
pretty good, all things considered.
Like we mentioned, there will be certain categories you will
Yeah, that's an 82%. I think that is probably
my bad.
you guys are
away your pass.
Some of that being from slightly wonky question writing, but for the most part, as I said, you got at the core of every question that I was interested in, minus those few ones that you got wrong. So yeah, that's that.
Okay, well, that was I mean, when like I said with the weapon and Juge thing, I thought it was what he would like. I didn't think an
Like a
actual
strategic implement, you weren't thinking weapon, which is what it was. But
Okay. Yeah. So let's hear the Jackie Chan one.
The Jack what?
Section 13.
Oh, so I didn't realize that these 2 categories actually sort of fit together.
I thought you did that on purpose.
No, I didn't.
What?
So
You'll see.
funny to think.
What?
So, it's funny thinking when the entire Last Kingdom was based on a book, when the next section is literature.
Oh, okay.
Like, I didn't even do that on purpose. He's like, I thought you do that. No, Logan. I just wanted to put it somewhere random where he wouldn't be expecting it.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, next is section 13, literature. Alright, so see you then, people.
Yeah.
So for the sake of the subject matter, Zaijian.
Zaijian.
It's Lupo! No.